What's up, y'all? Advance here. So, I was going back and forth over whether or not I was gonna make this video. And, well, let me take that back. I was gonna make the video. I just wasn't sure if I needed to do a little bit more fact checking before I decided to put this up. But just like with divine intervention, it seemed like that this OB that I follow on Instagram. Yes, I do follow an OBGYN on Instagram because it's always good for a man to know what's going on with his woman's pH, and help keep that shit balanced. But in any case, that disclaimer aside. So, this woman came on and she did a video talking about the exact same subject that I'm about to discuss here, which is body counts. Do they matter? Short answer, yes. Because they, when you hear people talk about it in the red pill community or in the manosphere, they only talk about it from an image perspective, how it makes you look. It just makes, having a lot of bodies makes you look bad, but they don't talk about the health aspect of it. Obviously there's STDs or STIs now, and you learn about, well, at least back when I was in school, they had a sex ed class that taught us about all this stuff. But with liberal agendas nowadays, you never know what they're taking out of schools. But then again, with conservative ideas nowadays, you never know what they're taking out of school. So, yeah. But, one popular talking point that always comes up in the manosphere when they talk about body count is the fact that, there are soul ties that get involved when women sleep with multiple men, or when a woman sleeps with a man in general, because once you give yourself to a man, or you accept a man into yourself, that unlocks part of your emotional parabond or whatnot, and you maintain a connection to that man's soul or whatnot. So she pretty much explained it on a more scientific level. And this was actually something else that I heard, was that when you sleep with someone unprotected, when a woman sleeps with a man unprotected, a portion of that man's DNA gets intertwined and absorbed into her uterus, or into herself. So I've heard that before, because I've also heard that is also an excuse for when a child comes out that is not that the father is not the father of, and even the woman maintains that she never cheated. That's an explanation, because some of that DNA got in there and disrupted the process. Even whether you accept it or not, it still cycles back to being a hoe. But in any case, I digress. So I've heard that myth over time, a while ago, and I've heard it that it's scientific fact. I've heard that it was also a myth. The fact that a well-practiced OBGYN just confirmed it gives me the confidence to speak on this issue. So yeah. It's like, what she actually said was that when you have when you sleep with a man unprotected, when you allow him to go raw dog, he leaves a portion of his DNA inside of you, and then that gets intertwined in you, and that also allows, when his genetics mix with yours, that also allows you to take on certain personality traits and quirks and whatnot. Now, I know a light bulb just went off in somebody's head and said, maybe that's why I'm so toxic. Yeah, it could be a reason why, but you still know right and wrong. But now, of course, when you're dating and courting, this isn't something that comes up on a first date. You know, nor should it. In fact, you shouldn't be talking about sex at all on a first date or in the courting process, unless you're a freak, and they a freak too. so yeah. But in any case, long story short, so yes, it is important, because not only from an image perspective, because no man wants to take a woman into a room and all the fellas in there start snickering, laughing, and high-fiving because they all been with her. Like, no, nobody wants to experience that. Just like how the incident with that young man at the bachelor party, and he found out the woman that she's about to marry, or that he's about to marry the next day, been with all his homies. But yeah, there's also genetics involved with this, and there's also the fact that it's also your own health as well, because you don't want to keep letting people enter you, and then this person done gave you an orgasm, and he left a piece of him inside of you, and then that person gave you an orgasm, and you're spread thin. You spread in all of these directions, so that when you then finally meet a person that is principled, that does believe in honor, that will honor and respect you, you can't do it, because it's like you done had Chad, Tyrone, Yusuf, and I don't know where I got the name from, but you got Chad, Tyrone, Pookie, you got Ray on this side. All of these people have a claim to your soul, and it's not, that's not healthy. But in any case, to wrap this up, ladies, when you're out here dating and courting, please protect yourself. If you must date or court, it's very important to keep the cat in the bag. No pun intended. But if the cat is out of the bag, again, no pun. Well, pun heavily intended. If the cat's out of the bag, then exercise strong discretion, because who you let sleep with you could change your personality. It could change. Yeah, it's not good. All right, but in any case, put your comments in the comment section down below. Let me know what you think about body counts. We're gonna start this conversation. Let's chop it up. My name's Advance. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe on everything. I'm out.